Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Onsite and Offshore, a dedicated podcast for professionals involved in offshoring projects, where we chat with business owners, project managers, analysts, and software developers who have successfully supported their overseas clients from India and also connect with entrepreneurs who outsource the work to offshoring firms. I'm your host, Suresh Ashok, founder of Matsya Infotech, with a passion for selling and supporting offshoring projects. Our guest for today's episode is Ms. Manjari Anandan, the co-founder of BlockX IT Solutions and Zhagaram Solutions. She began a professional journey as a lecturer in engineering college, gradually transitioned into the IT industry. After working as a freelancer, she now leads a thriving IT company that specializes in blockchain service and solutions. Welcome to our show, Manjari.
Thank you so much, Suresh, for having me in your show, in your podcast.
Well, thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedule. I know it's over the weekend I conduct these interviews. So taking your time out of the weekend, it means a lot. Once again, thank you so much. Let's begin straight to the topic, Manjari. When did you start working on offshoring projects? Do you recall your first client and the task? I mean, the reason I ask all my guests this question is this podcast theme is based on on-site and offshoring projects. If you worked on offshoring projects or on-site, or you sold something to international audience. So, do you remember your first project, Manjari?
Yeah, very well. Initially, I started my career as an academic lecturer. And after 6 years, later after that only, I entered into IT. So it was all very new to me. How the entire IT culture works, I was not very much aware of it initially. So it was very fresh that point. I started my journey as an mobile application developer. That was my first developing role. So the first client was completely from our. I mean, they are from our. From India only. My company. They asked me to draft out certain things related to the requirement and their basic needs that has to be dealt from our side. But I was not very much aware of it. Um, I was taking time to understand everything in a very slow process. Like it's all very new, so I wanted to ask everything from the client, but the client thought that we'll be able to help them. But from my side, I was not able to help the client, but instead that I was getting the information from the client and trying to understand from our perspective what we have to do. Initial conversations, let us initial few days, it was very difficult. And then later, we got like both our client, both from the client side, from our side, we got synced together, and then we started building the application. It was a kind of an e-commerce based app. That was the one which we started building during my first stage of career. I mean, that when I started as an Android developer, that
Right.
was the first thing. So the task was a bit difficult, but it was enjoyable also.
Right. And how does this journey happen from being a lecturer to becoming a software developer, mobile developer? And also, how difficult was the transition?
No, to be very, very honest, I didn't plan that I have to move from this teaching profession to IT background. From the initial days, I have passion for teaching, so I just wanted to enter into this teaching field to learn something. That was my major thing. But I wanted to share knowledge with everyone, to the students, and working with students is always fun. Even now, it's kind of very interesting and it's very fun being with young minds, trying to understand their concept from their way. So that is also one of the major thing why I wanted to move from teaching to development. I mean, from teaching to IT part. The continuous learning, which made me to understand few things. I was keep on learning on new technologies. I was not able to stick on with one single technology for an complete year or two. So I wanted to move on from one level to another level so I can share knowledge with everyone. That too with students, there was a lot of questions coming. These students were the inspiring part, I have to say. Because of them only, I started trying to code. Even though I was a computer science graduate, coding was not that interesting thing for me in the initial days. But students were the one who were keeping me to try new things. So I started dissecting the code, trying to debug it, trying to figure out the solution for that, trying to work on with new paths. I thought like, okay, now that it's a time like teaching. I have done teaching for around 6 years. So I thought like, okay, now it is better to enter into the development sector. I mean, like in the IT field, so that I can learn some more things. Experiencing it in the real time, that is also another way where we can learn in a better way. That's what
Right.
I feel. Yeah.
And what motivated you to move to the IT industry from a teaching profession, which is completely different? And here in the IT industry, where you learn coding and all, how difficult was it? In a sense, you're learning something completely different. And for
Right.
someone who is, for
Right.
example, I'm from a sales background, for me to choose developing, I can't even think about it. I can't even imagine it. So
Exactly.
what motivated you? How consistent you were that I've decided that I have to move into the IT industry and I choose development as my career? So, what are the steps you took and learning? What kind of learning you went through to become a developer? From a lecturer.
Okay. So the first thing I have to say is during my initial academic career, when we teach students, it is not the teaching alone. We have to help them in understanding the complete portion of what we are teaching.
And sorry to interrupt
And
you. And the teaching was purely on engineering, right?
computer science engineering,
Computer science. Okay.
yeah, completely core languages. So language comes like C, C++, Java, Python, all these languages also was there. Along with that, operating system, database management, networking, every other core part of computer engineering was also there. So as a lecturer, when I was working in a engineering college, I usually have this part. Semester to semester, I always wanted a new subject. I don't stick on to one single subject. So there was a rule in my college, like if you started taking database management system, for example, in one semester, and then you have to specialize that for every semester. But I told extremely to my management, I mean exclusively to my head of the department, saying that I don't want to do that. I just wanted to move from one semester to semester. I'll take up new languages or new subject, and I wanted to learn that, dissect it in every possible way. Wanted to share it with the students in what all possible methods, what are possible technologies that can be coming up in that particular subject. So this was the first thing which motivated me to learn different languages also. So the second thing, once after finishing, I mean, when I was doing this when I was into this academic career itself, I started thinking of moving to my master's degree. So my master's degree I went and did in uh, University of Sheffield, which is in UK. So the master's degree completely it's related to programming only, advanced software engineering. Completely it was related to programming. That's when I got introduced to mobile application development. My elective was mobile application development. So in that mobile application development, the final year, I mean that master's final semester, the whole 5 to 6 months, I was supposed to do a project, the final thesis. That final thesis was completely based on hybrid mobile apps. There was no group formation. They were allowing to form groups, but during my bachelor's degree also I didn't have any group related project. I took individual project. I told my faculty that I'll do it on my own, so that I can learn. I can contribute the whole thing. I can contribute it from my side. So the same thing happened in masters also. So I told my supervisor that I'll do it on my own, and I just asked his help in formulating things alone. So entirely for 3 to 4 months, I was sitting and learning. Hybrid mobile application means there are three parts in that. I have to choose from that. jQuery mobile, then some .NET related Xamarin. Xamarin was another.
Xamarin,
Yeah. So Zhagaram was there, and jQuery mobile was there. So my faculty was kind of very much interested in knowing what I'm going to, which part I'm going to choose. So I told like I'll go for jQuery mobile. I wanted to keep it a little bit simple because I am the only one working. So I wanted to keep it a little bit simple, as well as I have to complete the project also. So jQuery mobile, I felt it was okay. So I started from the scratch. I prepared everything right from the bottom level, and I created a project on that. I completed it and I submitted the thesis. So with that, I got confidence. So I thought like, okay, it is fine. I mean, even if I am planning to switch over my career into IT, it will be easier for me to learn. I'm kind of a self learning person. Like I don't go and learn in any institute or anything. Just like that, I start putting my efforts in learning on certain new languages. That happened because since I was in teaching also. So generally, what happens is when you start learning, in my head, I'll make sure that okay, I'm going to say it to somebody else.
Right.
So I'm going to teach to someone. I'm going to share this to someone. So in that case, what happens is I'll be preparing in a very hard way. I'll be preparing so that I should not make any mistakes when I'm sharing knowledge with someone. I should not say wrong things. So that because people, whoever is going to get this knowledge from me, definitely they'll be working on with that. So I was very cautious in that. So I put a lot of efforts in learning languages and trying to build even the applications, whatever I was trying to build by learning this coding part. I sit and read. I sit and work on with every single thing. Why a bracket comes here? What is the reason for this semicolon over here? Why do we have to put separate lines in all these things? Because these questions, definitely, if I teach to someone, they will ask me. So with dissecting all these things, that's how I kind of entered into coding part. So it was not very difficult for me because right from the beginning, I've been like kind of going on with the same flow. So it was not very difficult. The one and only thing which I felt a little bit stressful was the technology.
Mhm.
Because minute by minute, our computer science or IT, the technology changes. That was the only stressful thing because it's like I can't stay in one single technology for more than a year
Yeah.
because world is moving on with another technology, but I'm still sitting on with the uh, I mean in the older technology means I
Yeah.
felt like it was, oh my god, I didn't know this technology, so at least I have to understand what this technology is. And along with this coding, I was also training people.
Mm.
So corporate training, I was also into another sector, corporate training. So coding was also there, corporate training was also there. So now both the purpose are getting served. It's getting served is that when I try to train the professionals, definitely it will be a practical way of training. It's not like a college way of college. It's not a college syllabus, right? In college, we'll be like kind of providing them a theoretical way of training. And when they come to career point of view, definitely it has to be a practical kind of training. So in practical kind of training means we have to give them projects.
Right.
We have to help them work on that project. And lively, we have to show them how the output is. And I have to explain each and every line in the code.
Mm.
And there will be some people who will be asking me what will happen if I put a semicolon over here, if I put a full stop over here, if I'm not keeping a line, I mean, if I'm not writing this line, can you say me what exactly the error will be if I'm not trying to do that? Then I have to immediately show them.
Right.
So these two things were helping hand in hand.
Oh, that's very impressive, Manjari. And the way you're talking as if it's like a cakewalk. I mean, for me, someone I also tried changing my career every time I thought about becoming someone else. It never worked out for me. So I've stuck with sales. For you, it's like, I think one thing I've learned and observed in your conversation is you're very passionate about learning, and self-learning is something like which you mentioned
Yeah,
during the conversation. I think without that, I don't think people can switch career from lecturer. I mean, I just imagine you standing in the classroom, then sitting in
mm,
front of your laptop doing coding work, and again you made a switch from mobile development to becoming a data scientist.
right. Yeah, as I said in the previous for the previous question when I answered, I told you like this tech, IT field itself is like
Constantly you
kind
want
of,
to evolve yourself, so you felt
yeah.
that data scientist is something the next big thing, and you switched your career over there.
People used to see me as a weird person because I never stick on to one single technology.
Okay.
Because they
Is
used to
that
ask,
only related to technology, not to personal life, right?
no, not a personal life, not a personal life. The problem is I can't stay in one single place,
Right.
and I can't work in a routine uh, base.
Environment, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so there should be some interesting thing that has to happen in my life, that too in professional career.
Mhm.
Personal, which it is not possible for me to change. I can't change people then and there regularly. That won't be looking good. But I have to keep myself in a different way when it comes to professional life. So
Absolutely.
this
I
one
said that on
nobody
a
will.
lighter. I said that on a lighter note, Manjari. You don't have to take it seriously and give any explanation for that.
No, 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 no.
Uh,
This is something. It's important, right? Like
yeah, true.
many people have asked me this question.
Right,
You're kind of moving from technology to technology,
right.
and you're not kind of sit. There is also a notion that since we move from technology to technology, how
Uh,
far you will be able to specialize in one single technology.
True, 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 true. And who's been the biggest motivator for you in terms of whenever you tried switching career? I mean, in the sense the career change, and who has criticized you the most in your friend circle or in your family? Anybody?
It's not like criticizing.
Uh
People see
huh.
me, as I said, they see me as a weird person. It's not that the major thing is they won't be able. The first main point is certain things, something if we are not able to understand very clearly, then obviously the part will be like, why do you want to kind of switch on like this?
Right.
In that case, my mom, uh, she used to ask me a lot of questions, and she is my biggest motivator also. And
Mm.
she is the one. She doesn't criticize and all,
Mm.
but she out of curiosity she'll ask like, why? What is the reason why this time you're learning this? Last time you're learning that, and now you're doing this certification.
Mm.
Why? Why do you want to do that? You can just stick on to that one so that it will be easier. Why are you taking a lot of hard steps?
Right.
Because when you wanted to do a certification means you need to figure out first of all we need to know the technology,
Mm.
and then we need to put our own time regularly out of the apart from the working part, we need to spend some time on learning,
True.
and that learning happens during after completing the work hours only we will be learning. So obviously my sleep will go off, and until we kind of finish off that, there won't be any possibility for me to think about the next thing,
Right.
because my certification is that is something I have kept in my head, right? So these things, when people seeing from outside, what they'll think is that, oh my god, I'm kind of putting a lot of hard work in this. But for me it was not like that. For me it's like kind of a process. It's a general process. Okay, I'm kind of moving in a very regular pace.
Mm.
So they don't criticize it, but they think that I'm working very hard. I'm spending a lot of time in trying to figure out certain different technologies, taking up certifications. Even now, I kind of move from one. Um, yeah, I mean, like right now, as you said, like it's data scientist, right? Mobile application to data scientist. Till 2018 only, I was a data scientist. After that, I started pursuing blockchain certification,
Right.
and that was that time like the technology was coming up, and I was fascinated about that technology, so I wanted to do some research on that, and wanted to know like how I can bring some different change using that particular technology, whether it is possible for me to provide any service or to build a product or to help students in learning, something like that. So because of this I keep doing this.
Right. And Manjari, how has this transition impacted your career? And what advice would you give to someone attempting to make a similar change based on your own experience and accomplishment in your career?
So yeah, so the I mean, like, if I have to say, basically, I'm sticking on with the same career only.
Right.
Right from there is one single shift that was from teaching to IT.
IT. Yeah.
But the coding initial stage only I was into coding, and then later I was not much into this coding. Always I'm kind of passionate about teaching, helping students, trying to share knowledge with them. So I kept teaching as one of my main part, where whatever I do, I wanted to connect it with students. I want to share it with others, whether it is students or professionals, whatever it is. Training has become a part of it. So computer science, right from the beginning, I'm kind of dealing with the same thing on a different domain level. I'm going on. Another thing is, if somebody wants to make this career shift, they can do it. It's not that hard. The only thing is, we need to figure out how much passion we have on that particular level. And another thing is, like, a little bit of hard work is required.
Absolutely. I think your teaching profession helped you to, keep
Yeah,
learning and made you a better person in terms of understanding new stuff. And you were a quick learner as well. I mean, that's what I observed, like, in the little interaction what I had with you so far. And what
great,
advice would you give to someone who's starting out the career fresh in the IT industry?
great. So the first thing is, they should have patience.
Hmm.
Whatever industry they are going on.
Right.
One thing, continuous learning. Second thing, as a IT person, if they are starting out their career, it's that you need to start understanding what in whatever domain you are, whether you be an junior developer, senior
Hmm.
developer, or you started your career as a consultant, or maybe any other position, maybe a digital marketer or anything in an IT company, or as an IT, or taking up an any IT role, or to be with any career. The first thing is, learn about that particular role that we are into, take up the responsibilities to work on with that role. Don't constrain yourself to that single position, whatever they are giving. We need to broaden our vision, perspective, and we need to understand a lot of things. Continuous learning is very, very important.
Right.
I'm not saying that you need to switch on from one technology to another technology. Well, that is not the thing what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you are a mobile application developer, or if you are a front end developer, or whatever it is, uh, just go through everything that comes in that area. Now what people do is that, now what freshers do is that they stick on to one single part, saying that this is my area, this is what I'll do, I don't know the other. For example, as a digital marketer, uh, as a digital marketer, the person has to have an idea of how to write a content,
Right.
how to design it.
Mhm.
He need not be a particular, he need not be a graphic designer and all, but at least he should be able to, they should, I mean, he or she, whoever it is, they should be able to understand how exactly to capture the market, and
Right.
how this content can reach the larger audience, right? So they should not say like, oh, that's not my work, I just run the ad campaign, that's it. I'll be working on with that only. You give me that how much amount, I mean, what is the lead that you want? I can generate that and I'll give. That's it. Rest other things doesn't come in my domain means, that's not how it works.
Right.
That's not how people grow also. So as a fresher, if they develop, whoever it is, whatever field they go on, if they develop these kind of this attitude of broadening their domain, under their domain, if they broaden it, under their domain, if they learn frequently, if they learn continuously in their domain only, in their domain only, lot of changes occurs.
How many years should they stick? For example, if they just joined a company as a fresher, for them to mature, and I know they won't get into the expert level, but to have some level of understanding in any development or testing or in marketing, how many years should they invest in the first job? Like in the sense, I mean, they can stay and sustain for 10, 15 years in the same company, but to reach that maturity level, okay, fine. Like, I can call myself, I know, understand things better now especially for a developer or, from the tech background.
I'm not that much. I mean, to be very honest, people have different level of understanding certain things. Some
Right.
will be like taking it in a very faster way. Like within 6 months, they'll be able to entirely learn the new things.
Wow. Okay.
Somebody will be like kind of taking a year, or for some, at least 5 projects. If they do it in that particular domain only, they'll be calling themselves as a better programmer or
Right.
better developer, right? So whether it's not like how long you stay or how long it takes. It's like every single time when you try to develop a project or when you try to develop an application, or even if it is a small code, the idea is to learn something from that.
Right.
Because the same code is not going to come for the other 5 projects also. Different codes, different requirements, different approach only we are going to do it. So every single thing from that, what you are planning to learn, and from that learning, how do you what level of maturity you have gained from the first level of coding, from to the next level.
Right. And which 5 technology fields do you believe in or worth concentrating for the next 5 to 10 years? Anything you want to bet on?
Currently, it's data science,
Mhm.
data science and artificial intelligence, blockchain,
Okay.
IoT,
Yeah.
cybersecurity.
Mhm.
So these are the areas.
Fantastic. And you run a business. I mean, focusing on blockchain as your core services. What led you to start your own business? I believe you oversee 2 businesses. One is BlockX IT Solution and Zhagaram Services.
Right. So the thing is, mm, after I started my blockchain certification, um, I got an opportunity in US to. I went there for doing some certification only. So when I went there, I started helping startup companies, in setting in consulting. So I was working as a blockchain consultant. I was learning as well as I was helping them also. I was there for just 1.5 years. I was there in US, and then I came back to India.
Mhm.
That period, it was like kind of the end of 2019. I came back to India the end of 2019, and I was supposed to go back to US. That moment, it was
COVID.
COVID
Yeah.
period. So everything got shut down. Then I was not in a position to return back. And when everything is going to get normalized, we were not sure also about that. But still, I was helping US companies from sitting in India. I was helping US companies regarding project technical architectures related to blockchain. Then some of my friends who are also like kind of into blockchain. That time, blockchain was kind of little bit coming up.
Mhm.
Not in India, but in US.
Mhm.
US, lot of people were entering into NFTs, blockchain-based decentralized applications. They were talking about cryptocurrencies. Everything was going in a very faster way that moment, that period. So some of my friends who were also interested in it, we thought like, okay, we'll start as a freelance developers. We'll get projects and we will try and develop it. So with few of my friends, some of my friends, they kind of brought in the project. I connected with the client, spoke with them about the architectural framework, structure, everything, prepared all the entire documents. And there were 2 friends who were able to develop it completely. So 2 friends were bringing in project. I was the one who was coordinating with the client, connecting it with the developers, and finally we used to deliver. So altogether, like 4 or 5 people were combinedly we were working for 6 months. It was all very good. Lot of projects we took, lot of different clients we were seeing, and all were like kind of. It was like kind of an. I have to say that was a golden period, because per month we were doing 3 to 4 projects. There
Wow.
was no time to even, I mean, entire world was running behind, I mean, thinking about Corona. And our side, we were like kind of thinking about how to deliver this project completely without any problem.
Right.
And immediately, what that for 6 months, the first 6 months went up. 2020 first 6 months it was like this. The second 6 months it was completely with NFT, non-fungible tokens.
Right.
That was touching the peak, and we were not able to sleep. Also, completely, lot of projects were coming in. Lot of people were asking about NFTs. Then end of 2021, we decided that one of my developer friend and myself, we thought like, okay, now it's time to start a company instead of going on with this freelancing thing. Because freelancing part is kind of another stressful thing. You need to manage everyone. We won't be able to see. They were also not going to tie up with us. It's kind of they are not an employee for us also. We are all like kind of working on a separate individual level basis and trying to connect them, trying to get all those details properly, delivering it to the client. That was kind of another, it was not stressful. It was like kind of, we were not following a proper strategy for that. Then we thought like starting a company would be better. So beginning of 2022, we started our own blockchain based company. So completely we were taking only blockchain projects. So all different blockchain projects from US, UK, and Australia.
Would like
These
to
were
learn more about your services. What benefits does it provide to the customer in the sense, how do you get your requirements, and who are your clients in the sense, like, you don't have to mention any client name, but at least the industry, and what problem would they come up with, and how do you provide solution?
right. So initially, when we started, we were having individual clients, like people those who are interested in developing their own applications. They wanted to. I mean, like initially, they were all interested. Who the clients were very much interested on individual projects, their own projects,
Right.
not in as a whole. It was not like a systemized, or it was not like a platform. It was an individual product for their own benefit. They kind of gave it to us, and for 1 year we kind of did that process. And later after that, when we started as a company, we were not only focusing on blockchain. We were focusing, because blockchain is not only the one technology which is kind of working. We have to work on with the front end also. We have to work on with the back end. Apart from that, we have to work on with mobile application development. So when we started as a company, these clients who were with us initially, they started bringing us other clients,
Right.
and then they started bringing some bigger projects, something related to real estate.
Right.
Real estate, NFT based real estate, where tokens are provided as NFTs, and completely they were like kind of trying to take it into blockchain based concept. So that was a bigger project. Medical health related projects we got, and we got banking related, banking in the sense not a complete banking, one part of that banking related to insurance sector, that was also there. There were clients who wanted to build crypto wallets, and there were clients who were also interested in developing gaming,
Right.
blockchain gaming.
Right.
So that was also there. So after starting a company, we were able to get these, like, the same clients. They were bringing their own friends and other clients as reference with some bigger project. And we were also approaching some other consultancies. We had few consultants from US. We tied up with them.
Right.
So they were also helping us in getting projects.
Right. Do you want to talk
Yeah.
about any specific project which had a major impact on a customer? Like he that like for me, like, I'll assume that I'm a company and this is a problem I had. This is what
Mhm.
I'm expecting you to develop for me, or this is what I want you to give a solution for me. Something on those lines, if you can mention.
Yes. So initially, when we started as a company, we had a client who wanted to uh, create a application similar to that of our Paytm.
Okay.
They were not having it in their place. But this Paytm kind of application, what this client was mentioning, was extremely related to crypto wallet. As I mentioned, there was a client who wanted to build a crypto wallet completely based on QR code. So that time, what happened was there was a lot of difficulties. First thing is, there was that the client was not in a position to research completely on how this crypto wallet is going to function in their country. what
And
legal.
this was for a US client, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
US client. You know very well, like US has in different states in US, they have different taxation, legal conditions.
Right.
Even though, so every single state has its own taxing policies. So this client, he was from Texas. So when they came to us, it was a rough, raw idea. Just they told crypto wallet. That's it. But frequently they were coming to the meeting. They were providing their inputs. We were providing our inputs, asking them a lot of questions, trying to understand what exactly the requirement that they are going to, I mean, what exactly their need is. Everything we were getting it. And then slowly we understood that there are more complications, because developing a crypto wallet is fine, but without knowing the entire legal entity towards that particular state, it definitely it will create problem for everyone. So generally what we do is that when somebody, whoever may be the client, when they come to us, when they say certain things, from my point of view, what generally I'll do is that I look into all the possible areas where complications will rise. It's not, our work is not only to deliver the project, we need to help the client in understanding how exactly this product is going to work when they launch it.
Right.
And apart from that, what difficulty they will be facing if they are not following these things in their country. Some clients are very smart, very, I mean, like some clients are very well, they would have researched their entire platform as well as their idea with their current country's policies. But some clients, they would have not come across to do those things. So we keep it as one of our goal to explain it to our clients so that they'll understand, so that they'll come back getting up all the details. So this happened for 2 months. We were back and forth, back and forth. We were like kind of wanting to get everything proper. Just like that, we don't want to take, just not for the sort of money. We are kind of wanting to take the project, finishing it up, delivering it. That's, we don't want to do like that. Whoever it is, whoever comes to us, we wanted to provide the best possible solution, so that the end, whatever they have thought, they will be achieving. That part would be achieved. So we help them framing the structure itself.
Mhm.
We help them completely framing the structure. Then later in the stage, we ask them to appoint an auditor, legal entity in their own company itself to study about these policies. Because blockchain, cryptocurrency, crypto wallet is a place. I mean, crypto wallet means that obviously there will be currencies getting transferred in that, and
Right.
how far the country's policies or their current state policies are there, they don't know at that time when they came to us. So we pushed them to go and research on it. We wanted them to prepare a proper document without any problem. So later, after 3 months later only, we started the project by completing all these things, by giving them a complete idea. And now they are functioning it in a very bigger way. With all, they are the number, I mean, not number one, they are the pioneer in releasing the crypto wallet in their state, in state of Texas. So this was something which took a lot of time for us, because it's a tiring process.
Mhm.
We need to research, they need to research, back and forth, regular meetings. And you know very well, US clients, their timing is different. So obviously we have to sit late at night and we have to help them in structuring everything. And even though it was not exactly they were asking, but we wanted them to understand. They were pushing us. They were saying like, no need to think of all these things, just develop it and provide it to us. But that is not the way that we function. When we take the project, we have to know, we have to understand the entire thing, and then later that only we will start.
So for a period of 3 months, you were doing the investigation and research
Mhm.
before even starting the work. Am I
Right,
correct?
exactly.
Fantastic. That sounds very
Yeah.
interesting. And your team also looked into the legal issue before launching the application live. I think that's very interesting. So you were the
Yes.
guiding force to inform the client. Listen, these are the factors or the challenges involved before we think about even getting into the development stage.
Yeah, myself as well as my co-partner, that
Right.
is the co-founder of our BlockX company. He also works in the same way. He doesn't take the project more than me. He is something in that way. Like even if I take a project and if I go and give it to him, he'll say like, "Okay, have you researched everything? Like, is
Right.
it okay?" And then he will look into the other specific areas. Just like that, he won't take and he won't do it. For him, everything has to be perfect, and for him it's like kind of no, I mean, no complication should be there.
Right.
So when we start means the work has to go smooth. Suddenly they should not come and say like, oh, the critical issue is here, the policies are not accepting the wallet, so what are we supposed to do now? The problem comes to us because we'll put a lot of time and effort, team, everything in developing it, and suddenly in halfway when the client comes and says like, I'm so sorry, we need to stop or pause the project
Right.
because of these conditions, we will go through this and then we'll come back. That is a tiring process, right? Again, so
Absolutely.
instead of putting everybody into that phase, better we'll go through it in the initial stage itself.
Right.
So we have got into that
So, what is your
path.
current role in the organization? What role do you play? I mean, do you only do client facing, or you still have hands-on experience in development? What is your current role?
My current role in the company is consultant.
Right.
So I directly deal with clients and I help them in understanding because technology is very new. So a lot of people they may not be knowing the complete idea of how this technology works.
Right.
So I'll help them understand the technology, provide them then solution for that, and make them understand before moving to the technical part. There are two ways in which we work. First, when I meet the client, when I kind of start discussing with the client for a week or two, I won't even ask them to prepare anything. I won't even ask them to provide me a technical documentation and all. First, I'll gather all the informations. I'll prepare the technical stuff. So whatever they have mentioned, according to that, I'll prepare it. I'll show it to them whether this is right. Are we there in the same page or what? We'll see that. And then we'll move on to the next level of connecting with the tech head. My other partner will be coming.
Right.
After 2 weeks only, he'll be able to enter into the picture. Then he'll go through the technical part of it. And once everything is clear, then we will try and sign the contract or whatever it is, and then we move the projects. This is
Fantastic. So,
the
more or
one
less, you
way.
act as an investigator. You understand the client
Hmm.
requirement. You study the environment. Then
Yeah,
you create a document saying that what are the pros and cons involved while creating
exactly,
something like this, and then it goes to the
exactly,
next team. The technical team, right?
exactly.
Okay,
Right.
fantastic. And who are your audience? Like, do you only sell to international audience, or you also worked in done projects in India?
Yeah, we are doing both are our audience only. Domestic clients also we are taking. International clients also are taking. Initially, it was only international clients. Then later, when the visibility regarding the technology came into our country, then now a lot of Indian clients are also there.
Right. So you guys do aggressively, I mean, aggressively promote your product or solution in the international market?
As of now, we are like kind of in the stage of service-based company only.
Right.
We are thinking of moving towards product. We are dealing with that also, but right now we are into the service
Fantastic.
related thing.
Right.
So we don't market it. I mean, we are not marketing anything. The major thing is all our clients who were our previous clients. We have repeated this. I mean, the same clients who gave us a different project. Now they come up with a different idea and they wanted to develop it in a different way, and
Fantastic.
they bring in their other clients also, they bring in their friends also, some reference, and then consultants with whom we have been tying up with for a longer time,
Mhm.
they also come up with new ideas, new concepts, they bring in clients from that side also. So yeah, this is how we work. Specifically, we are not focusing on marketing. With
Right.
all the clients that we have been working on for these years, through that only we are getting business.
Well, absolutely. You guys have done some excellent work in terms of your services concerned. So obviously, you're going to get some
Thank you.
good references.
Definitely,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Thank
Manjari,
you,
how
sir.
do you
Thank
set your business apart from others in the industry, your competitors? Something like, unique thing you bring to the table. I mean, what I observed is the kind of investigation and research you do before even starting your work. I think that's phenomenal. You're not looking at just getting a project, so let me jump in and start the work. Nothing like that. But what all the other things like you bring to the table for your clients?
See, the main thing is personally, I believe trust is something very important between the client and the company. Second thing is, even though if the client is not patient, personally, I feel that we have to be patient in understanding what they want. So there should be a personal touch, a proper way of understanding what they want, because I have seen a lot of my clients saying that, see, I'm going to say something. I don't know whether you will understand it or not, because it is all very complicated. I don't know how to put it, because the technology itself is a bit complicated. So we don't know exactly how to provide the entire details, because client to client, every client has got a different skill, different idea, different perspective, different way of approach. So these, whoever is coming to us, the first thing is they have to communicate with me only. So they have to talk with me, and then only I'll be taking up the entire process. So when they talk with me, I'll be asking certain questions. It sometimes I'll be sending them the questionnaire, asking them what exactly they are wanting to do, why they want to do this product. Sometimes if we go on with a conversation, either phone conversation or a Zoom call, for at least 30 minutes, I'll be asking them why do they wanted to do this project? What exactly triggered them to do this project? Is there anybody else in the market who has already done this project? How are they going to segregate themselves from them? So these details, the reason why I wanted to get it from the client is that, so that I can understand exactly how serious they are in this particular project. Because out of experience, I have seen a lot of clients coming in. They are saying, I want to do this. Okay. When we ask them to connect for the next meeting, they won't turn up. Or somebody will come and then they'll say, just give me a code for this. Okay, we'll prepare something and we'll give the code. Even preparing the code, before preparing the code also, we used to ask these questions. But after preparing the code and give it to them, they'll say, they won't turn up. You might have also experienced this, right?
Yes.
After giving the code, after giving the code, people will be like, kind of, the client will be like very silent. They won't even say anything. They won't even say like, we didn't. This code is not the appropriate one. I want a different code. Shall we go on for a different approach? They won't even say that. Just they will be very silent. And these things, I personally I felt that they either they are looking for some better option, or they are not very much strong enough to understand what exactly they wanted to do with that product, or how to bring that product to uh, real world.
Right.
So to make sure that they are also in the same page, they also know what exactly that they are building. They are not building completely; they are giving it to somebody else. But at the same time, they are the one. They are the person who is investing in that. So I just wanted them to understand. From for my sake also, this is from my part also. I just wanted to do that because I wanted to understand the entire client pulse. So from that itself, you can understand, okay, this person, yeah, seriously, they are interested. So fine, this project will be 100% successful if we take them. Or else in the first level itself, when we talk with them, we'll be understanding, okay, this client, this person, they are not much serious. It's fine if, I mean, like, it's okay. Like, if they are going also, it's okay. If they are coming also, it's okay. And we need not put a lot of time and effort in that
Right.
to run and ask them the other questions. So that's something like, because everybody's time is very important, right?
Right.
So when something is not going well, initially itself, we'll have that gut feeling. After talking with so many clients, after taking up at one level, that gut feeling will start working.
Right.
So I used to say to my people also, like when they also sit in the meeting and somebody is kind of talking for hours and hours and hours, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, when they are talking without bringing anything,
Right.
just like that when I'm talking, I'll say to my team, just leave that. It's not going to work. They'll say like, how can you say that? They are coming regularly. They're talking with us. It seems like they are interested. I'll say, I just like that. I'll say like, no, it won't work. You
Right.
please don't run behind them. Don't attend the meeting. It's like if somebody is interested, we know. We know exactly if they are interested. If somebody is just trying to come to us just to get the information, then it won't work like that. So, this is something like through experience.
Absolutely. Any failed project due to misunderstanding of requirements or things was not shared properly? I don't want you to blame anybody, but since you mentioned exclusively on the kind of investigation and research you do prior to subscribing to a project, any you want to share about any experience where the project didn't go well, like where you had to drop it or the client was not happy?
Let me say you see this kind of investigation came after those things only.
Yeah, true.
Because initially that experience were not there, right?
Right.
I mean, initially whatever came in our way, we were like kind of thinking, okay, we can do it, we'll take it enthusiastically. It's not about curiosity. Also, we were very much enthusiastically taking up those projects. So one particular thing, let me say, I'm not blaming them and all. It's an experience for us. It's a lesson which we learned. The client was from India. That was the period when they wanted to start their own decentralized finance application, which was related to blockchain. So they approached us. They were having a very big vision. They were having a very big idea. They came up with everything. It's not that we were supposed to give them an information. They came up with everything. They came up with everything. They said, this is how it should be. This is how the entire website should be. This is how the process should be. This is how it has to go. This is what we are doing. This is what we wanted to do. This is something they have mentioned it very clearly. So, but they were not very much into this marketing part. So initially, when we started taking the project, personally, I recommended them. They have to think about marketing also, because the product, when it comes to blockchain, the main thing is marketing, community marketing. When marketing is not done properly, then obviously the product will fail. So they told it was a very big project, and they wanted us to do it in a 3 to 4 months time period. So that alone, we suggested that it is not possible to go on with within 4 months of time period. We are not supposed, we won't be able to do this bigger project because we have to divide it into modules. So let us divide into modules. The first phase we will launch. While you are launching the first phase, you have to get ready with the marketing also. This was something we have been saying it to them right from the beginning. And since we were not into that community based marketing, we kind of asked them to connect with other people. And we wanted, because we have also seen people successfully making a product very much successful with the help of marketing. So we wanted that this client also to do that. But I don't know what happened, but they were like kind of asking us to finish off the product. We finished off. We didn't get the payment. We didn't get the payment. Yeah, for the first advance payment alone, they paid, and then they told us like we'll finish off. You please finish off the project, and then we launch the first module. Once the first module gets launched, through that we will be getting a lot of traction, and with that funding we will start the second module.
Right.
We took that very lightly. We took that very lightly. We didn't do any research. That time I was also not doing any research and all. I just told them marketing is very important. My team entirely, they were also saying that marketing is very important. If marketing is not done properly, there is no possibility for us to move towards the second module. Marketing was not done. They were doing it, but that was not up to the mark.
Right.
Typically, the product failed. The whatever vision they were having, it was like completely went out, and they were not able to pay us. We didn't ask them, but we understood. We understood entirely, like in front of our own eyes, like whatever we developed. It's like kind of a process we did it, and that was the first client from India. We are doing a project for them. We were very happy that domestic client has come. that that entirely we were not able to finish it up. Something, it was a learning lesson for us. Then later we understood like, no, it is important for us to research.
Absolutely.
Whether the client knows or not, that is different. But even if the client knows, there are certain small things that from our side we have to take responsibility to take time to investigate all these things. And now, when the product failed, I was seriously, like when I was not getting depressed, but I felt really very bad for them as well as for ourselves.
Yeah.
So, what sort of suggestion, if we would have pressured the client to get into the marketing first and then later to the modules, means it would have gone in a better way. That we didn't do it. We thought like, okay, fine, because they were saying module one is important, then we'll do marketing. We accepted for whatever the client said. That was the first mistake from our side. Knowing that marketing is very important, we should have pressurized the client to go on with the marketing first, get ready with your community, then come to us with the development part. So we can do the development part next. So that was the first. I had this kind of effect from that for quite some time. Like at least for a month, I was having like I was very cautious. And the next time when I started taking project, I was becoming very cautious, thinking that okay, now it's time for us to rebuild a different strategy.
Fantastic.
That's when it came all these things.
Awesome. That's a very good, impressive story. Yeah, really. Yeah,
It's all a learning lesson. I mean,
absolutely.
like
And
nothing
that
to
also
get done.
made your organization a better place to work in the sense, like, you guys do proper investigation prior to taking up any work or task,
Right.
right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Fantastic. And what guidance or recommendation would you offer to aspiring entrepreneurs in India? Could you provide some actionable item on establishing their own company? And for example, you started as a lecturer, then freelance, I mean, developer, then freelancer, then setting up your own business. What are the challenges as an entrepreneur you face every day, and what are the key areas one should focus to keep enhancing your business and keep the business moving forward towards a successful story?
So let me be very practical in this. It's not an easy journey. First thing, I mean, now a lot of people are coming up with statements saying, "I want to become an entrepreneur." That is really very good. You can be a product, you can do a service, you can whatever you are like kind of wanting to start, you can start. But a lot of people have a thought that becoming an entrepreneur means we can earn lakhs and lakhs of money.
Right.
That's the first thing which I'm kind of seeing it right now. A lot of people who come and who just a couple of days back, I went to a college for giving an training session to deliver a training session on blockchain. So many of them were like kind of asking me, what is the method? So, I mean, like I want to become an entrepreneur. So I wanted to earn a lot of money.
Unlimited
Somebody
paycheck.
was,
Yeah.
yeah, so, I don't want to work for. There is another one concept also. I don't want to work for anyone. I have to be my own boss. Then for that, entrepreneurship is a better way. And another thing is like I can earn a lot.
Right.
So whoever is having this kind of notion, from my side, I'll say, please don't have that thought. Entrepreneurship is like an art. It's a passion. I mean, like when you take up entrepreneurship, it's like you need to work selflessly because there is a team behind. It's not behind us. It's like along with us, the complete team is there. It's not one single person who's doing it. The driving force is the only one person. Like the thought comes to us, so we are starting a business and then we are moving it forward. One single person, we can't do anything. There is a group of people along with us, and we have to think about them also. Making money is fine.
Right.
Out of my own experience, I'd say like for a year and a half, I didn't take money. Myself and my partner, we didn't take any kind of money for our own purpose as a salary.
Right.
It's like because we are building it, team is there. People are there who can. I mean, we have recruited people, and they are spending time, their energy, their efforts in putting their. They are helping us.
True.
Instead of thinking that somebody is working for us, they are not working. They are like bringing their skills to us, and we are utilizing their skills, and it's important for us to make them grow as well as our company also should grow. And a lot of people, they say that, how can I get easy success? See, there is nothing between the success and failure, and all. It's all learning process.
Right.
You are in the process of, see, initially I started my career as a lecturer. Everybody objected. That time, the market, I mean, the IT market was booming. All my friends was entering into IT company. Myself, I chose the career into teaching. And everybody was saying like, why are you taking teaching? Only people, those who don't get any job, they'll go for teaching. And what I mean, this kind of thought process. I don't know how come society has created a particular notion about all these things. So they will keep on saying, maybe your teaching job, what you will get, nothing is going to be happening in teaching job. It's okay, fine. Teaching job is not going to give me anything as a salary. That's fine, not an issue. It's not for the salary. It's for the happiness, content, satisfaction.
True.
Out of passion, I'm going there, I'm teaching students, I'm learning something, and with that I'm moving to another career. And suddenly I didn't stick on with the teaching also in the college level. Suddenly I thought like, okay, it's enough. Like, college level of teaching is right now, it's not suitable. Let me move on to professional level of teaching, or in an IT industry, let me go as a developer. Then that ended. Like, I felt like, yeah, fine. Now, instead of going to the IT, I mean, instead of working for someone, I thought like freelancing would be a better option. So as per the situation, environment, I was changing on. So everybody keeps changing on in these things, whether they'll be sticking on with one job, somebody will be moving on to another job, somebody will be moving on with technology to technology. Yeah, whatever it is, the major thing is what exactly, I mean, like happiness. Whatever we do, there should be some happiness in that part, right? So we are, whether you're helping the client or whether you're serving someone, um, whether you're kind of guiding someone, if that is what making you happy, then figure out the passion in that. Try to work on with that. Try to shape up that particular concept, and then I mean, like, start a business in that, or else try and connect with somebody, or create a community, because now there are a lot of opportunities.
Right.
Previously it was like kind of only in a, I mean, you have to go to some work initially, right? You have to meet people, to connect with them. You have to create, I mean, there was not much exposure.
Absolutely.
After completing a college, you have to go to job, and or else you have to go and start a business. And now it's not like that. People are starting their online business. People are starting their YouTube channels. So many different opportunities are there. Everybody has got, they are figuring out their strengths, and they are coming into that particular area. But there is, but as everybody is thinking like, okay, I can start a YouTube channel and I can earn lots and lots of money. You won't believe, people, last time when I went to that, I mean, as I said, when I went to that college, they were asking me, I wanted to start a YouTube channel and I wanted to earn lakhs of money. I was saying like, what, in one day are you planning to earn with 1 lakh? No, within 3 months I wanted to earn 1 lakh.
Yes.
How is that possible? Then prepare, and it's possible. You have to prepare a new content, not taking a content from something else. Because all these YouTube channels, whoever has got success in that, it's not a day, 1 day success. They have been working for 5 years, 6 years, and and one such thing is like, not only YouTube, even you take this podcast. You know how hard it is, right? It's like fixing up the time with the person, preparing I mean, like preparing ourselves for that particular interview, and after conducting the interview, the post production is something.
Yeah, it's lengthy. I've
Very,
realized it.
oh my god, it's, I have also tried it, but I
Yeah.
left it
Yeah.
because a lot of time you have to focus. I mean, you have to edit it on your, you have to re-edit it, you have to rework on certain things, and then only the final outcome.
I made a mistake. Like, I forgot to press the recording button for one of my guests. I had to redo it, everything.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that's oh my god, that's all that. It's all like kind of out of passion. This podcasting, you're doing it,
Right. I mean,
and
the reason is because I mean, nothing like your background and your experience, but thing is, I started my career as a sales guy. Like, that's the only thing I've done
hmm,
all my life. So
hmm,
the more I was exposed to international audience and selling abroad, I thought I need to
hmm,
create a platform for our community, Indian community, who
hmm,
work day and night, around the clock, 24/7, supporting
right.
international audience, late night.
Hmm,
And at times I felt that like we don't get the credit which we deserve it in terms
hmm,
of if you take it like you've done for you to take up a project and invest 3 months and
hmm,
the development work it's hard so with my clients, most of them they take care of the front end activities like gathering requirement and functional stuff, and then
right,
they kind of outsource the work to us, which is more like development work, and it takes time. Like we're working on some project which is still going on for 8 to 9 months, and that
correct.
is when I realized, listen, I need to set up a platform like where I can interview or invite people who supported their client from India, overseas clients from India. So yeah, it
Right.
is. It is going on well, and luckily I get a chance to interact with people like you as well, who has a phenomenal career. Thank you,
Suresh,
Manjari.
I have to say that I have listened to your other
Right.
podcast interviews also. It was all wonderful.
Yeah.
And more than that, another one thing that I wanted to point out is that everybody has got a different skill.
Right.
As you were mentioning that you are not having this experience and other stuff, but what I'll say is like even I'm not having the experience as you have.
Right.
The sales and marketing thing, one thing that I can't do.
Or leave that for us, Manjari. You don't have to take up anything like, for God's sake, now don't build a career in sales and marketing,
No, no, no,
and
I can't do.
now they leave
That's
that part to us. Let us make also.
oh my God.
You okay?
The thing is, I always have this thought about sales and marketing people. Like I never thought of doing that, but I was used to think like, how can these people sell something
Yeah.
like that easily?
We,
Because if I
we have to be
that's
shameless. That's it.
it's not that. More than that, I understood one thing. It's like you are kind of figuring out the customers. Um, you go to that level of the customer itself. Yeah, going to the level of the customer or going to the level of the buyer is something which is not possible for everyone.
Right.
At one point of time, I'll lose patience.
True.
If somebody is asking me again and again, 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 the same thing, or if I wanted to do the same thing again and again, saying the same thing also, I'll get frustrated sometimes. I'll say, like, what? Why this? What is happening? Why are they kind of coming again and again and kind of asking all these
Manjari,
things?
I'll tell you something. I've chased people for 3 years to get a business.
Oh,
3 years.
see,
And
that patience,
and there are people,
that system.
I there's a potential prospect in California. Okay.
Uh,
And
uh,
I've been talking to him for the last 7 years. And every time I pick up the phone, I say, listen, it's
mm,
been more than 7 years. I've been chasing you. Like, you haven't given up anything on it. And there's another guy from UK.
mm,
When I started talking to him, he was dating his wife. I mean, wife
mm.
now. And then
Okay,
again, the
okay.
next day I called him up. His wife was pregnant. Now he has a 3-month-old baby. I still haven't cracked it yet.
See,
Three.
it's more than what I feel is that it's a long-term connection.
True. True.
Long-term connection. Not maybe that time it didn't work out, but the connection that you build with people, that's what I like about sales and marketing people, because it's not about the money or anything. It's not about the business or anything. It's about connection.
True.
It's about connection that you wanted to keep it for a longer time.
Well, luckily,
That,
I worked under some good bosses who told me,
huh,
listen,
huh,
don't reach out to people thinking that
mm,
you're expecting something from them. When you go for a
mhm,
meeting,
mhm.
that okay, I'm going to get a business, so I need to present myself well. No, even if
Exactly.
they don't give you business, still you have to treat them the same way you treat someone who gives you business.
True,
So
true,
that
true.
kind of stuck in my head for a long time. So irrespective of whether they're giving me business or not, I still greet them once in a while, once in 3 months. Hey, what's up? How is it going for you? How's life? So that kind of
Exactly.
established. And so at times people have respected that and given some work, as well as
Right,
some have referred. I received a recent reference because we did some excellent work for a client for the mobile, and it's going to launch
right.
this month. So yeah,
Awesome,
so
awesome.
coming back to our question, I think So entrepreneurship is something that you suggesting should not be taken by everyone just for the sake of it and think money as a front end. Listen, because I can make good money, I can do whatever I want to. Certainly not. You need to have a passion. And as you rightly said, one thing which I really liked it was there is a team behind. You're working for the team as well. So that's an
Right,
extended family. You need to think about it before you make any decision in your
right,
business.
right. Exactly, exactly.
Fantastic. And what website or portals do you frequently browse to follow technology news or any news which you like in your
I think
career?
it's just Google only.
Just Google,
It's
just randomly Google.
Google. Yeah, randomly. I mean, just like that, it comes in our news board, right? That new technologies
Right.
and other stuff. And apart from that, I'm not a regular user of social media except for the business. I mean, like the business account is the only one which is there in the social media. And through that also, I'll get technology news. And LinkedIn, that also provides technology news. And apart from this, some networking groups are there. So they used to talk regarding the upcoming technologies and other stuff.
Fantastic. And how do
Yeah.
you spend time over the weekend? I mean, today I've taken your time, more than an hour. So what else
Mm.
you do over the weekend to recharge yourself or rejuvenate, just to refresh your mind?
It's not only about the weekend. Day by day, I'm kind of doing that. Only
Hmm.
8 hours or 7 hours the work means. Then remaining when I after go home, that completely I'll spend time with my family till 11, watching. I mean, like movies, cooking with mom, and ta- talking with dad about random stuff, politics and other things. Uh, then apart from that, this is something a regular routine,
Right.
and there is no weekend routine and all. There usually on Saturdays I'll be working,
Hmm.
even on Sundays. Computer system is something
You're addicted
that is
to.
something which not addicted to. Eh, I mean, like it's kind like we can say like for a person who loves reading,
Mhm.
books are friends, right?
Absolutely.
So for me, this my laptop is my friend.
Mhm.
So when I open it, I won't go inside mail and look into checking. I mean, checking mails and forwarding that and all. I won't do. But I like to like watch movies,
Mhm.
coloring, yoga and meditation is something a part of my life
Fantastic.
for a very long time. So that's something like kind of that also made me a better person.
Do you
I mean,
follow
like kind
any
of
spiritual guru? I mean, in our part of the world?
not exclusively, but some YouTube preachings, teachings, and all I used to follow
Right.
Sadgurus,
Right.
Gaur Gopal Das, so those kinds of things.
Right.
Yeah, just on an I don't follow anyone, but good teachings means I like to listen.
Fantastic. And where do you put your
Yeah.
money for investment? Do you invest in stocks or real estate or gold? And how often you do it on a monthly basis? Or I mean, the reason I ask this question to everybody is like someone who's listening who's a fresher. I really
Mhm.
want him to invest from the beginning. So any take on that, Manjari?
Okay. Yeah. Initially, when I was working, before coming into business, when I was working as an lecturer or as an IT developer, that time I invested in stocks.
Right.
For at least 5 6 years, I invested in stocks and shares, but not actually like intraday trading and all. I didn't do
Mm.
on a long term basis. Um, Mutual funds, those
Mhm.
things I did invest. These are the two areas I kind of invested in, and insurance, life insurance was another one area. That was because of my father.
Right.
I kind of took that. And now, after coming into business, after starting our company, to be very honest, for the first 2 years, investment, everything I kind of stopped. I mean, I was not able to do that much. Completely, we're focusing on company, I mean, growing the company, providing better things to our team. So we were focusing on that. So I was not able to invest in those initial years. And now again, started investing in mutual funds.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's it. Not on a bigger level, and all. Month on month, I'll be able to save something.
Right.
Um, yeah. So depending upon our priorities.
And do you have any morning and night routine you love to follow?
I love to follow morning routines. At least I'm having some checkpoints on that. Compulsorily yoga, meditation, writing journal, at least 15 minutes of walking. So these things are my morning routines. Night routine, I haven't started. I wanted to spend time for myself alone, just listening to music and all that stuff. But I couldn't do it. But I wanted to.
Fantastic, Manjari. It was pleasure talking to you. I really enjoyed this conversation. I think I've learned a lot from you during this more than an hour session. I wish you all the best and good luck for your company. Do more good work for your clients. We will connect back again sometime in the future. I would love to interview you again. Maybe in the future, like when you have completed a project, a successful project from start to finish. I would love to discuss on those lines as well. Thank you for your time again, Manjari.
Thank you, Suresh. Thank you so much, Vidhu. I'm feeling so grateful to you, and it's a wonderful podcast that I haven't talked in. I mean, I haven't shared so many things with anyone this detailedly.
Fantastic.
So, thank you so much for bringing such a wonderful questions. Also, so at least by listening, if somebody is interested in taking up entrepreneurship, they would be getting a better idea.
Sure, and I'm going to promote your episode to lots of teachers. Even they might get encouraged, like, okay, let's me switch over to another profession. And I'll advise you not to take over the sales profession. Spare that for us.
No, I won't. I won't even think about taking it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Have a good day. Take care.
Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us today on Onsite and Offshore podcast. We hope you found our conversation insightful and engaging. And remember, if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform. That way you'll never miss an episode and will always be up to date with the latest insight and discussion. We love hearing from our listeners, so please don't hesitate to reach out with any question, comments, or feedback. You can find us on social media or shoot us an email. Goodbye and take care.